Good morning, Groovy citizens, and happy winning Wednesday. So listen, today's been touch and go. This morning, I jammed my finger and I had to cut my nail down. And mind you, these are my nails, okay? But it broke it all the way back here. So all of this is so sore right now. Like, I couldn't even go to the nail salon to get them to take the acrylic off my nail, to even put a tip on, because it hurts just that daggone bad, okay? Just that bad. So we're gonna let it set for a couple of days and revisit this weekend, see how that works. But for right now, it's gonna be all right, because it has no other choice but to be. I put some glue on it, and I put this Band-Aid on it to kind of hold it together so it's not moving. And I'm gonna take me some Aleve when I go in the house. So I just came back from McDonald's. I'm redoing this video, but I just came back from McDonald's. I got my tea, got my scrambled eggs, my ordered bacon. We're going to get my breakfast on, take my medicine, and get on back to work. Now, today's topic, the power of a changed mind. I think I've talked about this before, because this is like one of my absolute favorite quotes by Bishop T.D. Jakes. It's part of a longer piece, but this right here is enough to give you an idea of where we're going for today's car conversation. And he says, there is nothing as powerful as a changed mind. You can change your hair, your clothing, your address, your spouse, your residence. But if you don't change your mind, the same experience will perpetuate itself over and over again, because everything outwardly changed, but nothing inwardly changed. And again, that is a quote by Bishop T.D. Jakes. So I want to unpack that just for a few minutes, and I'm gonna leave you be, because my stomach is growling. I need to go get me something to eat, and I need to take my medicine. But I really wanted to talk about this because I think too often we become complacent with where we are in life. And so we don't make any changes. Why? Because let's just face it, in order to make changes, it takes work. Making changes is not necessarily an easy thing. And so we just decide, hey, I'm gonna stay where I am because I'm not interested in going through all the work. Well, I don't know about you all, but for me, anything worth having is worth putting some work into. And there are going to be times when you're going to have to change, because here's what I know. You have to accept that change will happen with or without you. I mean, it's as simple as that. Change will happen with or without you. So don't get in your own way. Change is a natural and necessary part of the cycle of evolution. At one time, this very earth that we are living on right now was covered with dinosaurs. Some that were in the water, some that flew, some that walked on land, some that were tall, some that were short, some that had little nubby arms, and the list can go on, and some that had really long necks. And the list can go on and on and on. But at the end of the day, change happened. And those dinosaurs, as we knew them back then, are no longer here. Because there are some, I saw this thing once, and it was talking about how the alligator and the crocodile are descendants of dinosaurs. I don't know how true that is, and doesn't even really matter. But I'm just saying, the dinosaurs that we saw in the movie Jurassic Park, in the Jurassic World movies, the whole Jurassic, closet, if you will, of movies, those dinosaurs lived at one time. Now, to be honest with you, a lot of them did not look the way you see them in the movie, and we've seen videos talking about that, because most of us anyway, have read things, and that some of those, like the raptor, I believe, the raptor was called bird of prey. And if I'm not mistaken, it had feathers of some type on it. So some of the dinosaurs did not look in real life as you saw them in the movie. And again, that's neither here nor there. But at the end of the day, you get the idea that there were once dinosaurs. That T-Rex would eat you just like that. And you couldn't outrun it. But it would just eat you up just like that no longer live on Earth today along with us. So change is going to happen whether you want it to or not. And sometimes because we don't want change to happen, we get in our own way. That's why I'm asking you, don't get in your own way of success because you don't want change to happen. Honey, change is going to happen whether you want it to or not, whether you're ready for it or not. That's why I said get ready, get ready, get ready, because change is going to come. Think about it. Think about it right now. Wherever you are right now, be it mentally or physically, where you live, where you work, who you're with, all of that. Look at it and ask yourself, were you in this? Some of you probably were. If you're married, you probably were. But ask yourself, if you were, if 10, 15, 20 years ago, you are where you are right now in terms of being in a relationship, being married, owning a home, having the car that you drive, chances are there's going to be a no for some of those things. Maybe not all of them, but some of those things. So change is going to happen. Change is inevitable. We can't stop it. And I'll be very honest with you, I don't want to stop it. Yeah, granted, there are some things that you kind of wish would stay the same, but the reality is that change happens for a reason. Now, I'm going to throw this out there, and then I'm not going to unpack it too much because we don't have time today, but I'm going to throw this out there. Change happened in that God once walked this very earth that we live on. But in order to save you and I, come on now, he had to give himself on the cross for our sins that he didn't even commit. That's powerful. And if I had time, I'd unpack that a little bit more. But you get where I'm going with this. Change is going to happen. So what I want you all to do is stop getting in your own way. If you want to change the way you look, then that means you're going to probably have to style your hair differently. You may have to add some on. You'll probably want to cut some off. For women, you may want to start wearing makeup. As you can see, which this had nothing to do with this video, but I'm wearing this lip gloss that I have not worn in a long time. It's a matte lip gloss. I actually had to put some, I had to put some lip gloss over top of it just to give it a little moisture. Because, if you know anything about matte lipsticks and lip glosses, they go on shiny, but then they dry down really, really matte, and they can be kind of tight on the lips. So I did put that on, but this is something different that I don't normally wear. But I wanted to do something different. The eyeshadow that I have on is one that I don't think I've ever worn, but I wanted to do something different. When I go get my hair done on Friday, I'll probably get it pulled back up in my protective style, because when I leave my hair out like this, I'm always afraid of, my hair breaking off. Because, when your hair is out, number one, it sweats a lot and you're putting curls in it more because of the heat and outside and all that kind of good stuff. So once a month or every other month, I should say, I like to pull my hair of my protective style. It works for me. I tie my scarf around it and I take it off, maybe put a little oil on the edges, brush it up, honey, and keep it moving. But it's all about change. It's changing up how you look. Heck, even men can get some hair added on if they wanted to, but that's a whole nother video for a whole nother time. If you physically want to change your outward appearance, you can also decide that you're going to eat better, that you are going to start exercising. And those things alone will change the way your body now looks. But you have to have a mindset that you're ready for that change. Because what did Bishop Jake say? He says that what is it? He said, if you don't change your mind, because the things I just talked about, those are outward appearances, right? But if you don't change your mind, and we all have to every now and then go into our quiet room, wherever that may be, and decide that you're going to change your mind. You're going to change how you think about things. You're going to change how you view people. You're going to change how you view your own life. Because if not, if you don't change your mind or your mindset, your way of thinking, then whatever it is that you're doing now, it's not getting you closer to your goal, but because your goal is here, and whatever this thing is here, instead of it getting you closer, it's pulling you further away. You know why? Because this is your mind. And until you change your mindset, whatever it is that you're doing, you're going to continue to do over and over and over and over again. Because all you've changed is the outward appearance. You changed putting on makeup. You changed your hair. You changed your wardrobe. You bought another house. You bought another car. You're dating someone new. But your mindset is still the same. That's why, let me say this. I have to say this. I wasn't going to say it, but I'm going to say it. That's why too often people go from one relationship to the next, to the next, to the next, and they have the same problems. You know why? Because they change everything on the outside, but mentally they don't change the inside. And so until they change their stinking thinking, is what I like to call it, they're going to continue to have the problems that they've always had, because everything on the outside changed, but nothing in here changed. You think the way you think. So for those of you that think that you can get into a relationship and be physically and mentally abusive towards your significant other, and that person's going to stay, all you're doing is changing bodies, i.e. the people that you're dating. But your mindset hasn't changed. Your mindset hasn't said, you know what, my woman deserves to be treated with respect, and not for me to put my hands on her. Or ladies, if you have a problem with hitting your man, because some women do, you're not going to keep a man as long as you keep being physically and verbally abusive towards him. Now, I'm not talking about when y'all are just joking and playing. I'm talking about when you do this on a regular basis to demean that person. You're not going to have a relationship that's going to last, because nobody's going to want to put up with your tomfoolery and your shenanigans, okay? Because I know I certainly will not. I will not. Try it if you want to. I'm going to give you one time to get it right. I might even give you two, depending on how good of a mood that I'm in. But after that second time, Because first time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me. There will not be a third time. Because you're showing me that this is just who you are. And if you don't get your way, then you want to get the swinging. Well, I got news for you, honey. Swing all you want to. Swing all you want to, because guess what? I'm going to swing right back. One thing's for certain, two things for sure. My mom and daddy ain't raised no punks. So you get the swinging, I'm swinging back. But that's a whole nother video for a whole nother time. So we're talking about the power of a changed mind. A changed mind will take you so far in this life. A changed mind will have you owning your own Fortune 500 company. A changed mind will have you going from working in the mailroom to working up in the big office in the penthouse suite. And let me just say this, there's nothing wrong with working in the mailroom. Absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing at all. It's an honest living. But if you have bigger dreams than doing just that, you're going to have to put in the work. So hopefully something I said jogs your mind to say, you know what, Michelle is right. I need to have a changed mind if I'm going to go from point A to point Z. Otherwise, I'm just going to stay at A, or I'm just going to stay at Z. Thank you for giving me just a little bit of your time to let me talk to you about the power of a changed mind. If you're new to watching my videos, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. If this is not your first rodeo, I want to say welcome back. So glad to have you back. Y'all know I miss you guys when I don't get to see you. Go out there, enjoy the rest of your day, but do so with a changed mind. A changed mind that says, I'm going to go from here to there, from there to here, and whatever other directions you feel like you need to go so that you can become a better person, because there's a big world out here, and some of you are truly missing it. Y'all know the drill, you know the spiel. I love you all to the moon and back, and there's nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing you can do about it. Go out there, enjoy the rest of your day, and we will talk again on Friday.